My name's John Friel, and I'm the CEO and president of Vascor. The problem Vascor is addressing has to do with heart failure. Heart failure is where the left ventricle of the heart can't pump enough blood to supply the body with the fuel that it needs. There are over 100,000 patients right now that are candidates for a heart transplant, but only 2,000 of those patients receive hearts because of limited supply. The patients that have heart failure that don't have a transplant are candidates for what's called a Ventricular Assist Device. 72% of the patients that get one of the current devices on the market have what's called a significant adverse event within 1 year. What makes the Vascor Ventricular Assist Device safer is that we address the root causes of these serious adverse events. So for example, infection is a major problem. That's because the competitive devices have a drive line that penetrates the skin. We use what's called a transcutaneous energy transfer system where we don't have a drive line that penetrates the skin. Therefore, we eliminate the root cause of the infections. We don't create what's called blood shear. Blood shear is what leads to strokes. And because we don't create the blood shear, our patients don't need to have as much anticoagulants. And the heavy doses of anticoagulants is what leads to the bleeding. So we've eliminated the root cause by eliminating the blood shear. And finally, with device failure, the competitive devices, that can be fatal because the heart's no longer working. With our device, we create a separate blood flow pathway, and even if there were to be a power failure, we do not completely close off that blood flow pathway. So there's always blood flowing. Our immediate need is to raise $2 million to finish our large animal trials. And then we'll need another $8 million from there. So a total of 10 to get to our IDE, investigational device exemption with the FDA, which enables us to do human clinicals. Well, our team, the Vascor team right now consists of myself and Dr. Steve Heilman. We call him Doc. Doc is a serial entrepreneur with a tremendous track record. He started Medrad. He also started Intec Systems, which we sold to Eli Lilly, which then spun it out as a company called Guidant, which then was purchased by Boston Scientific for $27 billion, and it's doing over $8 billion a year in annual revenues right now. He also started a company called Lifecor, which is a wearable defibrillator. That company we sold to Zoll Medical. Myself, I was involved as the CFO for Intec Systems. I was the board member for Lifecor, and I ran Medrad. Where LifeX has been particularly helpful for us is in our fundraising efforts. Their connections and support, and Mar in particular, has been terrific in helping us out. What do we think the impact this will have on patients? Let me put it to you this way, that there's 3 companies that Steve Heilman has founded and started. The Medrad business has literally helped hundreds of millions of patients with their technology. And Doc considers this particular project to be the device that he thinks will be, of all the businesses he started, will be the one that will have the most positive impact on patients around the world.